Guitar modelers are great for a variety of reasons, and one of them being we can create incredibly effect-dense guitar tones and have access to those relatively easily. I can, create a preset chain and have pitch to tune and a chorus and a phaser, and I can do all of these extra things. But if I'm really honest with myself, 90% of the time, I only need about 4 sounds for the gigs that I do. Nothing groundbreaking here. I need a good clean tone. I need a good drive tone, like a drive rhythm, rock rhythm tone. I need a good clean lead, and I need a good dirty lead sound. Those are like my 4 must-haves for any setup. To go to any gig, I need at least those 4 things. So we're going to do a preset build in the FM3 today, where I'm going to show you how I would not just create the sounds. I'm going to do some different amp types on here. I'm in a little bit of a British mode, so we're going to have this be a little bit of a British style preset for this, but I'm also going to show you how to functionally use this on something like the FM3. When we look down at just the 3 foot switches, something that already comes to my mind is I can have, clean and clean lead on one foot switch, dirty and dirty lead on another foot switch, and a tap tempo and a tuner on the other ones. And we're also going to put a couple of extra things on the hold functions of the switches as well. So very easy, very simple, and very effective preset build. Let's dive in. So I am going to start life. Let's check out the cabinet first with a pair of greenback IRs. This is just my Dyna GB, my Dyna greenbacks called in here. Pretty simple. And then like I said, I'm a little bit in a British flavor today. I'm going to start life with the Brit JM45. This is going to be our clean tone. So I'm first going to go to my middle position on my McCarty 594 here. We're going to back up the gain to about maybe 2.5. I can bring down the bass a little bit, the mids, and the treble, and the level, because we are pretty loud here. But we have a really nice clean tone. And let's do a little bit of neck pickup on that. That's a really good, I might just even boost this up a little bit more. Just to make the clean tone a little less anemic. I still want it to be clean on the neck humbucker, but I can just be a little bit on that edge of compression. Here's the bridge pickup. Good. I like that. Let's go ahead and just go over to the Dirty Shirley now. So also a very similar amp to the JM45, made by Friedman. A little bit more in the high gain Persuasion. I'm also going to just back this level down because I think this one's going to be pretty loud as well. Let's keep it on the bridge humbucker and boost the gain up a bit, bass down a bit. Let's drive the mids, see where the trebles lie, and crank the master a bit more. Yeah, let's start with that for right now. We're going to add a little bit more to it, but let's get something else. I'm going to drag in a compressor block number 1. I'm also going to use my block library here again to call in the light post compression, which is just going to give us a little bit more of a studio quality to these guitar tones. If you want to try out my block library for yourself, then you can head over to matthewdale.com/blocks. And if you want to try this entire preset for yourself, you can find it under my free membership on Patreon. I'll put a post and put this preset up there as well. So let's see what this light post thing is doing now. Here it is, back to my neck humbucker. Here it is off. if I go to single coil here, single coil neck, just that little extra emphasis of compression just makes the clean tones feel much better under my fingers. Let's see what happens when I go to a drive tone with this as well. Bridge humbucker. I think I'm just going to increase the gain a little bit. Yeah, now let's do one more thing for our basic guitar tone creation here. Back to clean, and let's just go into the Dynamics tab and add a little bit of output compression. I'm also going to hit this hard. I want it just to sit under that red line. Let's do that same thing over on the dirty tone. And back to humbucker. Dirty Shirley, a little bit of output compression. And I want the gain enhancer on this. Sometimes the gain enhancer can just make it seem a little bit brighter. I'm going to bring the presence. Yeah, I'm starting to like that quite a lot. Let's go back to the Brit JM45, back to the single neck humbucker. Instead of the output, I might actually do the gain compressor on here as well. Yeah, I really like the way that stuff sounds. I'm really not over compressing. I know it seems like I'm doing a lot with compressors and stuff on the back end, but I'm really not, at least not for my take as well. What else would I do on this sort of thing with just sort of my basic preset construction going? I'm going to add a little bit of reverb in parallel. I'm also going to leave this reverb, I think, in Scene Ignore. Let me call this up from my block library. Let's do a medium hall. Been kind of liking hall reverbs as of late. Here it is on the clean. Real nice basic. Let's try it out on the drive. Nice and simple. Just like that. there's 2 of my tones pretty much already dialed in. That's what I need for the most part. Now, how am I going to take care of the lead stuff? Let's start with the boost, the lead boost. I'm going to do 2 different things here. First is going to be a drive block. And again, I am going to call in something from my block library. The clean boost. Gain is all the way down to 0. Level is pushing the amp a little bit. And that will give me this, again, next single coil. And just a little bit of an added push there, which I like. Here it is off. And there it is on. Let's also add a delay, again in my preferred parallel routing. Something that always seems to work is a simple tape. This is simple tape out of my block library. I already have Scene Ignore called in with this one as well, and it sounds like this. What key was I in? A? Neck humbucker. Both. And that might be enough boost as far as level increase goes. If not, I'm going to put a filter block kind of right here with a little bit of a 2 dB boost. That will give me this. Which might just tip the scales a little bit. And now back to bridge humbucker. And let's go ahead and take a look at my lead tone. I'm also going to put the filter block on this one. And let's just see what the Klon does already on the Dirty Shirley. I like that actually quite a bit. That's probably about as much as I would need. You might want to boost the drive on it a little bit more if you're into that sort of thing. That's a good, like, medium gain, push, aggressive tone for me. I kind of like that. I'm going to go with it. So now let's just kind of go back and forth on all of our tones here. Then we'll talk about switching and one extra thing that I might add as well. So this is back to clean tone on the humbucker. And make sure that the filter is off for that. Single coil on the neck. I want that sort of Hendrixy thing. And then drive. also don't want the delay on the drive. Was it on there before? No, good, okay. Yeah, no delay on the drive. I just want really clean. I also don't need the clon on it. That's what I want for that drive tone. Clean boost. Again, back on the neck humbucker. No, single coil, sorry. Yeah, plenty of presence in jump on that as well. And then we have big lead boost with the delay. And I'm actually going to run the delay not in seed ignore. So I got it there. I got it there, but I don't have it there on the drive, and I probably don't need it on the clean as well. So that should actually be better suited for yes. Now, on the switching, let's just take a look. I got a couple of per preset overrides. I'm going to save this so that I know that it's saved. And on FC per preset, I've got 3 different things going on here. So per preset 1 is going to be a scene toggle, scenes 1 and 3. That's going to be my clean and my clean boost. And then per preset number 2 is going to be my dirty tones. So my drive and then my dirty lead tone. And then a tap and a tuner function on one of them. And if I go into the layout here, I'm using layout 5, and this gives me, you can see them on the screen now. There's boost. I just activated the boost scene, and now it will tell me to go back to clean, or I can do drive, and then the lead tone as well. I'm going to add a couple more things. I got a per preset with this drive on the hold function anyway. And let me do this while I'm thinking of it. Let me go back to clean tone. I'm going to time align this to a quarter note. That way, we actually have a reason for the tap tempo. So that will help there. I might do it as a dotted eighth quarter note. We'll do quarter note. Quarter note's fine. We will do that. So now this drive, if I want to play something that's a little bit more, if I go back to drive, if I want to play something that's a little more rhythmic on the drive, that's a little bit loose for me. I might, on channel B, put on like a TS-808, and let's do a modded 808 here. So here's the modded 808. I'm going to bring the drive down quite a bit, and let's boost the level up. That way, it's just giving me a little bit of that mid-hump there. I still might go further down on the drive. Now off. Yeah, that way. It'll give me just a little bit of tightness, and if I go back to the lead, it'll update to the clonic. So that might be an option if I want to add that to my drive scene. I can just hold down on that drive button, turn it off, and turn it back on. more, just for me, just because I like this. I'm going to go back to my neck single coil, back to the clean tone, and I'm going to do the same thing with a chorus. Something just like my subtle stereo chorus out of my block library, and it sounds like this. Could do this with a univibe, a phaser. I'm going to do it with a chorus, I think, just for me for today. And let's go ahead and add this now to that per preset override. We're going to do this on an effect and bypass the chorus number 1 chorus. So now here's what we got on this preset. I've got my 4 core tones, my clean, my boost, I've got my drive, my lead, of course I could have chorus on the lead too, and then I could also have a couple of extra effects, like the chorus here if I wanted, or adding in that drive line. All from the same layout. Switching is super simple. Like I said, if you want to try this out, you can head over to my Patreon. I'll link it in the description box below. You can try this out with the layouts on layout 5, the custom layouts, and see what you think of this. Thanks for hanging with me today. My name is Matthew Dale. I'm here to help you play better, sound great, and understand more, and I'll see you next time.